So I'm back, this time with polished pigments, which are part of the Primary Elements range from Luminart. Luminart is the company that's responsible for making fantastic products like Twinkling H2O, so a very popular product. You might know them, but you might not have played with these yet. And the thing I wanted to let you know is just how fantastic a product this is. What they are is really a deconstructed paint. So if you imagine the dry elements of a paint being put in one little jar, and then the wet element is pigment, and there's my other products like the cosmic shimmers I was talking to you about. They've also got a binding agent in the jar. These don't. What you're supposed to do is buy a bottle of binding agent, whichever one you need to use. And there's 3 in the Luminart set. Depending on what surface you want to paint them on, which I think is a fantastic idea. So you become your own kind of paint chemist. You've got the mica and the pigment, you mix it in with the liquid solution, and then that makes it into paint. Now, thing is, we're going to pop that to one side because I've been playing, and I've found my preferred binding agent with this product happens to be something that I love. You may already have, and if not, you can get it anywhere readily. It's crystal lacquer. First thing that it sticks on. Now, all the surfaces I'm going to show you that it sticks on are all things I've been using recently. Current surfaces that you might have seen me playing with. One of them being a bangle, straight off wood, great surface. One of the easiest things you can ask it to stick to, because it's kind of like paper. Paper's a wood-based product, and wood hence is pretty straightforward. But just to show you, I'm going to use a flat brush, put a little bit of, a really small bit of your crystal lacquer on a tile, and pick a colour. Shall we go for this? I'm going to use Blushing Rose. It could almost be made for me. I'm going to use a little bit of it on the brush, a small amount, mix it into the lacquer, and I don't know if you can see, it just bursts. As soon as this hits liquid, the colour just bursts and pops. All those little pigments there, they explode. So, oh, loving this. Look at how well that paints onto there. Now, because this is crystal lacquer, it's acrylic based, it's meant to stay super, super shiny, because that's the nature of the beast. It doesn't dull down anything like the pigments. In fact, it intensifies the colour. Now, you saw how I put one tiny little drop of that in. I've put one brush load of the pigment on my brush, and I'm just about to show how that one tiny little amount I've managed to paint my whole bangle with that. Metal. Now, recently I've been playing around with some metal kits and loving them. So, we'll paint this. In fact, you know what, let's use this pink for the heart, why not? We've got it out there. We'll pop another little bit of this lacquer on the tile. Take your take your pigment, damp brush, just pick up a little bit, again, mix it in the lacquer. Now, it's up to you. If you want it more transparent, just have more lacquer, less pigment. If you want it stronger, do it the other way. So what we'll do is, I think I'm going to do the middle, this pink, the middle heart bit. Look, now what happens is, you'll know that on a shiny surface, now we're talking about the tricky stuff now, metal especially tricky, paint scissors on a shiny surface. It's one of those problem surfaces. We're even going to come to plastic shortly, an even bigger problem surface. The lacquer makes it cling, and the intensity of these pigments means that you just need the tiniest amount, and you've just got an amazing, fantastic look. Now, your metal. Another popular surface, grunge board. Whoa, there's another. This is a rather snazzy set. Now, by the way, that last cut, those last colours I used were from set 410, in case you're wondering. This time I'm moving on to set 415, and again, a little bit of lacquer onto my tile. Pick up a little bit of the colour. Now, this is gorgeous. This colour is ginger flower. It looks quite similar to the last one, but it is different. You'll find that because, again, quality mica product, they look similar, but the micas are all different in each actual colour. That doesn't. What you're looking at is the pigment, but don't forget the other major ingredient in these paints is the mica. So the mica might be a gold mica, could be a blue, could be a silver, could be whatever, and that's what makes them interesting. Now, I'm hoping you can see me painting onto the grunge board here. So easy to do, and because it's in the lacquer, and once the lacquer dries, it's going to be water resistant. And I tell you, I so know that, because this tile, I cannot get it from set 409. Hot pink, kind of 80s flashback. I could feel my shoulder pads expanding as I was using those last colours. This one, more earthy tones, very, very, you know, nature inspired. Pretty colours like ginger peach, golden jade, chestnut brown, and wild plum. Now what I'm going to use the golden jade, and I'm going to use the ginger peach, and again set 409 if you're wondering about this one. Put a little bit, I'm going to turn my tile around because I need a little bit more space. Again, same thing, I'm going to put 2 dots of lacquer. By the way, if you let the lacquer dry, you can't re-wet it, of course, remember, because that's the whole point. Once it dries, it becomes like a varnish. So what you need to do is clean your tile. You can spray the paints before they dry and get a little bit. I'll show you a little cheat on how you can use the leftover paint, but once they're dry, you've pretty much had it. So, oh, gorgeous green. I'm hoping, again, the camera will pick that up. Amazing green. Oh, God, it's me. I just need to get it in shot. In shot would be good, Sheena. Oh, it's kind of going all back to front today, but anyway, there you go. When you paint on acetate, if you've tried before with any of the products, the thing that you're guaranteed to be able to paint with on acetate is things like OHP pens. Lovely, but you're hardly talking a subtle artistic application. Pretty much in your face, and quite often primary colours, because they're hard to find if you get, you know, something a little bit more subtle. But as you can see, this, you can mix them, you can blend them out. If you want to make them more water transparent, like a watercolour, instead of water, substitute lacquer. So a little bit more lacquer, because if you put too much water on, you're gonna dilute the binding abilities of this. Remember, it's going to dilute the clinginess of it. Spritz it. Stand these back. Take a brush. Dilute your paint this time. You know that we just had it mixed in with the lacquer, and then flick. Very technical, and again, it's a way of not wasting what you've just mixed up. So if you do your project in the right order, you're still going to save yourself money and product. Green, flick. I used a smaller brush the last time, hence the smaller splatters. I'm mix a little bit of this purple. I know it's from another kit, but I like that little colour difference. You can add certain colours like the purple. You can maybe try and get that towards the edge of the card like I did on the other one. Just keep going and then spray again. And they should all start blending in together. Another little thing I did was all these paints, these colours on here. Now they're not going to work great because they're not all from the same set, so you're going to get some crazy combinations going on here. But if you do that and twist your card, you're going to get, ooh, we like that. Okay, we could use that, definitely. Say just clean it up. All this, I've got some fabric. Actually, take it back. I'm liking this combination a lot. I knew it was going to work really. I just wanted to build the tension up a little bit. You know, it is a full-on movie production. What I've done is I've gone ahead and I've finished the watch strap. As you can see, very bling-tastic. Lots of reflection. Not a subtle little number, but you know what? I like it. Really, really intense colour. So you see how it paints on grunge board very well. Metal. Look at the shine. I love that green. Gorgeous green. Okay. And the card, I'm really liking this card. This was a bit of an experimentation, that background, but I think it works very well. Hopefully you can see that okay. Notice how well it's painted on the acetate. That's the biggie. Loving it. Alright, so fantastic. So these are polished pigments. And remember, this is what we need to use them with. It's the crystal lacquer.